Hey guys, welcome to So Basic or welcome back. It's Irene, and we're going to do a very quick unboxing of, I hope it's very quick, of this Crucial X9 Pro portable SSD. Now, I needed this SSD drive like yesterday, but I kind of figured it out. I generally buy Western Digital hard drives, and I've been buying just the traditional spinning disk hard drive simply because they've just gotten cheaper and cheaper as the memory capacity has gone up and up. So last time I think I bought like 5 terabytes for $100, which is really good. But the problem with traditional drives are that the spinning disks can fail. They have a greater chance of failing than an SSD, and it's a bit slower in pulling data, reading and writing data. The transfer speeds are not what one would really prefer, but SSD portable externals have been a little bit on the pricier side, though the prices are starting to come down. The reason why I went to Best Buy to snatch this off the shelf was because it was going for about $119, and that's approximately what it was going for on Amazon as well as a couple other retailers online. Anyways, this is a 2 terabyte SSD external drive, and I have just found in the past that 1 terabyte won't cut it. I do a lot of media rich information, including large picture files and video content for this channel as well as the other ones that I do and on social media and stuff like that. So it's just been getting a lot, and I just need something to work off of because my MacBook Pro's hard drive is just maxing out. It was 500 gigabytes. 2018, I purchased this MacBook Pro. It wasn't ideal, but I needed to because I was doing a MacBook Pro refurbishing, renewing project. I replaced the RAM, I replaced the hard drive, and it was glorious for a very small second, and then the video card died. It might have been an issue with Apple for those particular MacBook Pros, but one will never find out because I think it's legacy now and they won't even touch it. So alas, I was just like, I need a laptop that works because at this time I didn't have an iMac. I didn't have any other. I just had a laptop. So I was like, well, the 2000, I could have waited, I think it was like mid-year or something, and I guess I could have waited until September, but there was no guarantee that they were going to release a new MacBook Pro. I should have waited, but I couldn't really because I just needed something to work on. So Apple is ridiculous. They charge a premium for everything, as you know, but they also charge a lot for just the internal hard drive memory, even if it's an SSD, especially if it's an SSD. So the difference between 500 gigabytes to 1 terabyte on a MacBook Pro in 2018 was like $500 more, maybe $1,000. It was that steep of a jump. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to max that at 500 gigabytes because that's all I can afford. It's still a blazing fast MacBook Pro. It still does a really great job processing, hasn't slowed down there. But in terms of memory, I've totally maxed out. I'm often having to go back and erasing stuff. It does remind me that I need to be healthier about my data upkeep just because I just literally download the data, edit, and then move on. But really what I should do is download the data, edit, finalize the final cut, and just delete the old data because the truth is the likelihood of me going back to that old footage, highly unlikely. And even if I do, I shouldn't keep it on my actual laptop hard drive because it bogs it down. I should have it backed up into an external. Recently, I was trying to back up more files onto my 5 terabyte spinning disk hard drive by Western Digital, and it wouldn't mount. And luckily, I know how to troubleshoot computers and technologies really well. And obviously, I Googled and I searched the forums. And it turned out to be, I think, an OS issue. I checked disk utility and I did see that it identified, it read that there was a hard drive attached to the MacBook, but it wouldn't mount the drive. So what I ended up having to do was, just in case anybody else needs to do this out there before you guys go and spend a lot of money on recovery or emergency data recovery, it's very expensive. It's in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars for data recovery. What you can try is resetting the PRAM and then running first aid on your hard drive under desk utility, and then trying to mount it through desk utility. Finally, after like several days of troubleshooting, it finally worked. So highly recommend trying that first. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, just make an appointment with a Genius Bar or try to find a very tech savvy person to help you, or just a remotely tech savvy person. Flash to now, and I purchased the SSD portable because it's just time to be more efficient. I also know for a fact that I can edit off those SSD external files faster, or as fast as my own internal SSD. And that way I could just keep the media files and the final videos all on an external drive, so I'm not transferring it back and forth. It's just all in one place. And hopefully it'll help me become a little bit more consistent about having some data hygiene. I don't even know if data hygiene is a word. I just made that up. Anyways, so I was looking at the usual suspect. I was kind of side-eyeing Western Digital because I was like, you've almost failed me, buddy. Could have been an Apple issue, but still. It made me a little skittish. I haven't had, knock on wood. God, there's no wood. Basically, I've never had any issues with Western Digital in the past, and I've had their like real ghetto old one, and it's been fine, but this was kind of a little sketch. My next option or choice, top choice, would have been Samsung, because I actually have an SSD that I use with my SATA drive mount. I don't even know what the proper word for it. It's like a reader for the portable SSDs. My first top choice would have probably been Samsung, but then I saw recently that Crucial actually had been releasing some pretty decent external SSDs. And I did a lot of research, read some reviews, and they were saying that this bad boy, even though there is a newer version, the X10 Pro, this one has read and write speeds of like 1050, which is pretty fast. I think back in the day it used to be like you were lucky if you could do 500. But obviously you would need the device on the other end to be able to support that transfer speed. But you might as well future-proof your technology. Like, why buy an SSD that's just going to have a slower transfer speed when you finally do pony up and buy a newer laptop or a newer computer, what have you? You would want to be able to have and enjoy that really fast transfer speed. 1 terabyte was about $69.99, I think, and then the 2 terabyte was $119. So actually, you end up getting a better deal per terabyte with the 2 terabyte. Plus, I just need that extra space because 1 terabyte just is not enough, and I don't want to have to start like trying to, max out on my MacBook Pro and then max out on this guy. I was familiar with Crucial as well because when I updated my laptop's RAM, my old MacBook Pro, I had actually purchased their RAMs. And I mean, I've had this DDR3 forever, and these were yanked in and out of my laptop as I was troubleshooting issues and building it up basically. So I know that they make really quality products, and I had an ex who used to build a lot of computers, and he would often use a lot of Crucial products. And it's Crucial. It's by a company I think called Micron, or it's Crucial by Micron. And it's a US-based company, which I like. I like that. It is obviously, this was made in Thailand according to the box, but I like that it's a US-based company. I just got really good reviews. So let's unbox this Crucial X9 Pro. It's raining today, guys. Finally raining in LA. We need the rain so badly. LA really needs it, but it's also the risk of flooding, so it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And just so you guys know, there's a sealed tape there. There's a tape with the serial code there. I'm not going to stand too long. I'm not going to stay too long on that. And there's perforation. But I'm just going to cut right here where the seal is. And I could probably peel it off. Well, yeah, let's just peel it off. Why not? Let's be simple, even though I finally found my box cutter. So, there we go. Voila. And this was behind a glass case, obviously, at Best Buy. Ooh. Oh, look how tiny it is. Oh, I want to show you guys. Oh my God. There you go. There you guys are. There we are. So it's just very simple cord. Then the tiny, tiny little, this is the tiniest external that I've ever seen. Have you seen anything tinier than that? I'm going to cover the QRC code because you guys don't need that. It's so tiny. And just as comparison, I want to share with you guys what the other hard drives look like. So this is one of my older my Passport Western Digital traditional hard drive. This big potato is, I think, what's the capacity on this guy? I think it's 500. It might be 1 terabyte on this guy. I think I partitioned it, but just as a comparison, look how thin it is. This is compared to this. And so this is the internal SSD that you could technically operate with a reader as an external. This is the Samsung. You do have to like pull it in and out. People always say that it's not as safe, but it's been totally fine. So let me remove this. So this is the Samsung 1 terabyte 860 EVO SSD, right? Look how small the Crucial is compared to. Now, I think because this is meant to go into a laptop, that is obviously slightly thinner, but by a margin. It's almost literally the same. Yeah, which is great because the whole point is that you're lugging it around. So it says get started. Oh, they want you to do the code right there. We're gonna ignore that for a second. All right, check that out, guys. This bad boy. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. I do like that they have this little area where you could probably put a hook or a lanyard or something, because this thing is so tiny. Oh my god, this thing is so tiny. I just feel like otherwise it'll get lost. But it's nice because it's so portable. Okay, cool. Let's see what else came in the box. One note from the reviewers online was that it had an incredible short cord. So it's USB-C, USB-C. They do have a special Mac version, but I think that's always a scam. It is often pre-formatted to work with Macs, but you can reformat a regular PC-oriented SSD or any sort of hard drive. You could just reformat it. It just, I don't know why you would pay. I think that one, the 2 terabyte for the Mac version of this, costs like $137. So it's, what, $20 more just so that you could have the Mac formatted, which you could do yourself at home. So this, I just, look, that's where that's it. It's so small. I'm like flabbergasted. The reviewer said it's just incredibly small. You could actually have it like hanging off your table, and it's so light that it's just not going to snap off. It's crazy. And then they also had this little manual, and it's very basic. They have multiple languages. They have Korean, Chinese, Japanese. I don't know what language that is. Russian, English, Dutch, and Spanish. And the instructions are very basic. So you just go to this website and you could find out information about what to do. But let's go ahead and play with this bad boy. So first things first, there's no specification on which end is going to go where. Go ahead and plug this guy in. There we go, satisfying click. We're gonna put this in also in this little area where I thought I put the lanyard. It's nice, it's not too bright. It says that it is exFAT 2 terabytes. I'm going to go to disk utility. So you can see that it comes up here. So right here, we're going to reformat this. I was going to partition it, but I'm just going to make it a straight up. I think we're going to do Mac OS Extended Journal, because that one I can actually open on a Windows and a Mac as well. One, two, go. What? That was like, you saw it stopped at like a second. That's incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. And if you are interested in purchasing, I have all the links down below. Yes, the links are affiliate links for now. If you guys can use those links to purchase, I'd so greatly appreciate it. Either way, thanks so much, and I will see you guys on the next video.